Hello and welcome to the Scatterable channel, and today Nvidia has pulled an AMD. Nvidia just unveiled the new RTX 4080 Super, 4070 Ti Super, and 4070 Super. And I right now am very pleasantly surprised at the new listed prices for these Super Series graphics cards. And some of the opinions I'm about to share in this video, I haven't shared previously on this channel about Nvidia and where they're taking some of these graphics cards since November of 2020. It has been that long since Nvidia has given us graphics cards that look like they're going to offer a lot of price to performance, with even some increases in crucial parts of the hardware that we've been asking for, like VRAM. And man, I am blown away on paper by some of these new Super Series GPUs from Nvidia, which I'll be covering each of them in today's video. Level up your PC gaming hardware this holiday season with Cooler Master, like with their Cooler Master Atmos Liquid CPU Cooler. This was easily one of the coolest installation and unboxing experiences I ever had with an AIO, as everything was really well laid out in the actual packaging itself, with the instructions printed on the cardboard boxes that came with all the components. So not only is this really easy to follow, but all of that reduces the amount of materials needed to package everything in the box, meaning that there's reduced carbon emissions with the Atmos Liquid CPU Cooler. That said, it is a Cooler Master product. You will be able to customize it if you want to dial in the RGB perfectly, and you can even 3D print your own custom pump badges onto the Master Liquid Atmos. Then if you want one of the coolest PC building experiences possible, then I recommend you consider using the Cube 500 Flatpak as your PC case, as you literally have to build the PC case from the ground up. And despite that, there's plenty of versatility with the Cube 500, as you can support different motherboard sizes, radiator configurations, power supply configurations, storage configurations, and a lot more. And once again, you can personalize this case to your liking with custom colored front panels and additional accessories. Then for you PC gamers who need the most when it comes to power, that is going to be covered through the Cooler Master GX3 Gold 1250 power supply. It is about 400 watts more than the 850 watt variant I have here on display, which means it's going to be perfect for those of you with high-end systems that you want to push to the limit when it comes to overclocking. Once again, it is a Cooler Master product, so it is going to be a little bit over-engineered when it comes to performance, meaning that on average, this power supply should run cooler and quieter despite that high amount of wattage. And that same sort of philosophy can extend even to its custom 12-volt PCIe power cable, as its custom design can allow it to run about 5 degrees Celsius cooler than other 12-volt PCIe power cables. So if you enjoyed me screaming at the beginning of the video, give this video a like, because that's kind of where I am right now mentally. So right now, I want to start off with the top dog, the RTX 4080 Super. It's listed at $1,000. It's going to come in with more cores, faster memory, faster clock speed, the same TDP as the 4080, but it's going to cost $200 less. Right now, in terms of raw performance, the 4080 and 7900 XTX are pretty much matched. But this 4080 Super here, if it holds up on paper, is probably going to be faster than the RTX 7900 XTX, or RX 7900 XTX. And it's going to come with better ray tracing performance. And it's going to come with DLSS 3.0 frame generation, which of course has its own upsides, but you won't have to be paying the Nvidia tax for this graphics card, because it's going to be priced right at the price of a 7900 XTX. So I already foresee this graphics card, probably despite the lower VRAM, it still has 16 gigabytes of VRAM, which I would argue is still plenty. Just this graphics card needed to come down in price, and I did not expect Nvidia to put this right at $1,000. I was expecting about $1,300 for my prediction, because this was obviously going to be faster than a 4080, but no, it's gone down in price and we've gone up in performance. So let me just say, if you bought an RTX 4080 like a few months ago during the holiday season, yeah. Anyways, it's coming out on January 31st, and this is going to disrupt the high-end graphics card market for sure. And I think AMD is going to bring some severe price discounts to the 7900 XTX. Speaking of disrupting the graphics card market, we have the RTX 4070 Ti Super, which did two things. It's at the same price of an RTX 4070 Ti, but it's coming with more cores, more gigahertz, same TDP, but most importantly, more VRAM. And that was the one thing that the 4070 Ti lacked every time I threw it up in a GPU comparison portion of a video, because versus the 7900 XT, it matches that graphics card in terms of price to performance. It just needed more VRAM for its expensive price tag, and Nvidia answered. It's got 16 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory at the same price of a current RTX 4070 Ti. Wow, this is probably the graphics card I am most looking forward to in terms of benchmarks, and these crazy prices surely have to dry up existing RTX 4070 Ti and 4080 stocks. So I don't know if those previous graphics cards are going to be discontinued or if we're just going to see them for ridiculously low prices, because these super cards, so the 4080 Super definitely coming in with the best price, and the 4070 Ti Super is coming in with the most needed upgrade, that being more VRAM. So it's coming out on January 24th for $800. Bravo. And then finally, we have the RTX 4070 Super. This one I'm not too crazy about because it didn't receive a VRAM upgrade to 16 gigabytes, but it is going to be a faster version of the 4070, which is kind of what the 4070 needed because it was losing versus the RX 7800 XT in terms of raw performance. And this here could kind of close up that gap, and at a price of $600. We'll see. If it's on a slight discount, I think this might be a better buy than the 7800 XT, on paper at least. But this graphics card is coming out on January 17th, once again for $600. Ultimately, what I think of all three of these Super Series GPUs is I'm really happy to see Nvidia kind of come down to earth a little bit with these new Super Series cards, especially with their pricing. I think maybe they were looking at the data from the RTX 4000 cards and they saw that gamers are not willing to pay up thousands of dollars for flagship graphics cards. That's just simply too much. Even then, this still isn't completely what I want Nvidia to do because they're addressing their higher end graphics cards, which definitely needed some work. But we still have the 4060 and the 4060 Ti, which are very much lackluster in their own part. And we're not getting Super Series of those graphics cards. Like for example, the 4060 Ti just needs more performance and needs higher quality memory. And the 4060, its performance is all right. It just kind of needed 12 gigabytes of VRAM and not 8. So still, Nvidia definitely needs to address their lower to mid-range portion of graphics cards, but as far as their high-end goes, these Super Series cards are a very good sign to see, and hopefully it kind of makes me feel a little bit better about what RTX 5000 will eventually turn out to be, because these are obviously going to be compared versus those, and Nvidia is probably going to bring up some price to performance comparisons between their own generations of graphics cards, and if these Super Series cards deliver in terms of price to performance, then hopefully RTX 5000 will deliver even better when it comes to price to performance, because it has to, because they're a newer generation of graphics cards. So all in all, I think all of the Nvidia slander that much of the media has been giving Nvidia for their poor pricing and at times poor hardware for the money and poor price to performance has finally gotten through, and they are going to deliver, on paper at least, I think some excellent graphics cards. So I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on these, using them in build guides, testing them out, and seeing how they perform against AMD, especially when it comes to price to performance. So there you have it for a quick little video reacting to the new RTX 4000 Super Series of graphics cards. If you enjoyed me and my scream at the beginning of the video, give it a like. And if you enjoy my content, I think you should subscribe to the Scatterbolt channel. It's a pretty cool place to be in 2024. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and this is the Scatterbolt channel, signing out.